So you might be wondering, where were we tonight? Well, I'll make up for it because we have a lot to talk about here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that this man built. The first rock star to ever come on this platform, and boy, does he have a lot to say. And he's going to tell you here why he's going to reclaim those IMF Tag Team Championships that really he let that guy who's also supposedly a rock star borrow for these last few months. He'll talk about this match coming up that's been months in the making. He'll talk about after what he did a few short weeks ago, that is what Prince Achia and Tone DeBoss is facing. And it seems like even the pundits this time agree. I mean, look, Camel Cam, and we know the history with Jovi and Camel Cam. And how about that wrestling shark? And while you might want to say, ladies and gentlemen, wrestling sharks might be circling Prince Achia and Tone DeBoss. And without further ado, because you've been waiting for it here for more than 20 minutes, the first rock star to have come on this platform, the man that built Sportswire Radio into what it is today. He's the reigning defending RCW champion. And by the time Saturday night rolls around, he will look to reclaim his IMF Tag Team Championship, one half of it. Tone DeBoss's resident nightmare, the one and only resident rock star, Sean Jovi. My friend, how are we doing? And I know that blizzard that's taken over the Midwest is not going to deter you from reclaiming those tag team championships alongside you and your brother and best friend Mephisto.
You know, it's actually really funny you mentioned the blizzard and stuff. Second largest snowfall in Green Bay history. The previous one was in 1888, apparently. The one
I believe it. Oh, I believe it because in New York,
it was freaking nuts.
I believe.
And guess what, Tom? It's already starting to melt. It's already starting to melt. So you know it's clear skies and clear roads. No excuses like Tone the Boss this weekend.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, I believe it because here in New York, it was like 20 degrees yesterday morning, and I'm sick after dealing with a fractured arm. So on top of that, but that doesn't deter us. But boy, Sean Jovi, the wrestling pundits seem to agree. Camel Cam, who you have quite a history with, and that wrestling shark, and I'm sure when Ella does her video on TikTok, they're all going to agree. So set the tables for us and why less than 48 hours from now, you and Mephisto are going to be back on top as the IMF Tag Team Champions.
Tom, I'm not going to lie. I'm getting sick of these fans. More and more every show. Whether it's I need a bigger shirt or I need Sean Jovi's a husband or blah, blah, blah. No. I'm still Sean fucking Jovi. I don't need to have a good shirt to out wrestle half of you people on the roster. Now, that might be big words coming from me, but honestly, sometimes you light fire under a horse's ass and he starts performing. Maybe that's what we're going to get this weekend when I take out Prince Achia, Tone the Boss, and me Mephisto come back on top. And look at this picture right here. This is what happens. This is what happens when you don't believe in Sean Jovi and Mephisto. You call us intergalactic losers? No, the only loser is you. You don't even know how to spell loser.
Boy, Sean Jovi. Wow. I tell you what. I mean, I would have expected this from the likes of Omen Black, the Prophet Jordan Crowley, Anthony Steele in the past, but you have gone, like you said, you've turned it up another notch. But, you know, I heard you say something, and I'm sure it bothers you that these last 2 months, Tone DeBoss has been out there on the road. He's been touring, and he's been touring with those championships. You've been here. Once again, we talk about it every single time you're on here, and I know it has to bother you that Tone DeBoss has got those championships, but not here in Cedar Rapids. No. Not even in Palo. Not anywhere near the IMF stomping grounds, but he's been on the road and all up and down the Midwest and even farther than that with your championships. And he calls himself a rock star, but yet you're the resident rock star of the underground. And I know it has bothered you, especially these last 2 months, that Tone DeBoss has run around here with a championship that you have fought for dear life for it and wanted on this platform, Christmas of 2024, you declared that you were going to win Tag Team Championship Gold finally. And I know it pains you to see Mephisto running around everywhere but the IMF with those Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, it grinds my gears, Tom. It eats at me every day. Know that I show up at every show. I record the matches. I'm the resident video editor. Blah blah blah. I do this. I do that. Tone's out making the title supposedly get more publicity, but I don't see the intergalactic title on those shows, do I? I think
No,
he's
sir.
ungrateful that he is a part owner of Jovi's vlog. Because you got to remember that bet we made, I didn't pin him, so he has some stock shares, which is kind of scary, honestly. But God, I hope he doesn't use those shares.
Well, you know what?
We're going to keep my mouth shut.
Well, I'll
But
tell you
anyway,
what. Listen, I'll let your heart be not too troubled, because anybody who has stocks these days, like myself, doesn't even want to look at them. So if he does have stocks, they've probably dropped. So Tone DeBoss probably doesn't want to have a stock, and he won't look at it. But I've got the poster up.
Who would put stock in Tone the Boss anyway, Tom?
You know,
come on, the Shark didn't even vote for him, and the Shark hates me. He called me. I was
going to say, it's got to make you feel weird. It's got to make you feel
the
weird.
Shark doesn't even know what he wants. He's got the memory of a goddamn goldfish.
Well, yeah, that might be true. And we're going to put your YouTube link up in a minute, because I see a whole bunch of people that have joined the chat. But yeah, I got to tell you, you would think, right? All these pundits, the Wrestling Shark, Camo Cam, and I'm sure Ella will make it a clean sweep, but it seems like the wrestling pundits are going with Sean Jovi and Mephisto and not Tone DeBoss and Prince Chia.
You know, maybe the fans have a change of heart like I had a change of heart. But honestly, screw them still. If they want to hop on the Jovi bandwagon now, that's fine. But where were you a year ago when I was on the downward spiral that Tom made notoriously famously known on Sportswire? Where were you people looking for me? No, you were too busy talking about some other guy and Soldier GP and Omen Black, Big Scary, you know. Everyone moved on from Sean Jovi. Even Sean Jovi was about to move on from Sean Jovi. But then Mephisto came along and we became the tag team champions. We didn't just get those for no reason. Yeah, maybe it wasn't a clean victory. Hey, it's okay. Not every match has to be clean, and we all know it. I have a very good exception to that rule when it comes to Soldier GP.
Well, Soldier GP right now is far from being in a wrestling ring at the moment, and I'm sure the time will come when that'll be a discussion. But I gotta think also, after what you and Mephisto did at the King of Cedar Rapids show, and especially also now that you've been in the ring with Tone DeBoss on multiple occasions, you've learned a lot these last few months here, and that's going to be reasons why in 48 hours from now, roughly, you and Mephisto are going to be once again holding those IMF Tag Team Championships.
Your boy's on a mission, Tom. I declare war. In war it'll be. I said no disqualifications. It sounds like Prince of Chia was down. I'm sure Tone's going to be down because Tone's got a lot to prove this show, so he might as well accept anyway. But yeah, no DQ. That means I get to do whatever the hell I want to old Tony Boy and Prince of Chia.
I see that. But, you know, it's interesting that you talk about some of those things and the no DQ dynamic. But I also got to think Tone DeBoss not being here in that ring, that's got to hurt him, because you would think you've been here every single show. We talk about this all the time. I mean, you brought up Soldier and Omen, and they haven't been here every show for different reasons. Obviously, Omen explained some of those things on Monday's show, and we know Soldier in the ring is injured. He's on the shelf. He's been here at every show, but he's been injured. But you've been here through thick and thin. Whereas
Right.
Tone DeBoss, I mean, I can't imagine he's preparing much in a ring for what you're going to do to him.
Sorry, it's getting warmed up here.
Well, I could see
I gotta
that.
beat up Tone. I'm so fed up with Tone in this whole thing. He thinks he's a rock star, but yet he won't accept the link you sent him to be on this podcast, Tom. That's disappointing. Who shows up to almost every Sportswire podcast, even though I was very fashionably late tonight?
You know what?
I didn't plan on coming on, but then I saw no one else was coming, so I'm like, oh, well, here I am.
Well,
King of Sportswire, back on top, baby.
And you have always done that, and we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for you, Sean Jovi. And I see many people in the chat because they just it lights up when you come here, and especially on a platform you helped build all those years ago. And Tone DeBoss, I can't speak for him as to why he's not here. Maybe he's using that for fuel this weekend to retain those championships. Maybe.
I don't know. And I still haven't seen my intergalactic belt on him. What do you do? Lose it and not want to tell me? I don't know. This is what's upsetting. And he is taking this whole dynamic of being a wrestler and a rapaturn wrestler, and he's not taking any of this as serious as he should. Professional or underground wrestling, whatever you want to call it.
No, wrestling.
Serious fucking business, man.
You go out there. Listen, you're putting your life on the line. We've been well documented, and you guys are out there. And this is, by the way, another point that needs to be made. And you shared it on your Facebook page a few days ago. This is going to be a show that breaks an attendance record for IMF. You would think about the amount of people that are going to be here, the amount of tickets that have already been sold. And obviously, Tone DeBoss has other ideas and other reasons as to why he's going to talk on Saturday, and maybe he's going to do that talking in the ring. But you are correct in promoting this show and promoting the magnitude of it, because once again, this is the highest attended show in IMF history.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of disappointed not a lot of people want to come on. We got to keep hyping. Yeah, sure, not many people from Cedar Rapids might not watch this. Get them to watch it, and then they get more hype for this, and then we sell more tickets. It's simple. It's what we do. We got the internet community rooting us on here. I mean,
well, we do have
IMF as a whole is doing fantastic.
Absolutely. Listen, we talk about just the different people. Austin Bayless, Big Hat Austin Bayless. We've got Rory Fox and Damian Saint for the IMF World Championship. I mean, Gabe Sayers and Ox McCoy. Finally, that's been a match that's been over 3 months in the making for the Hardcore Championship.
This card is insanely stacked.
I mean, it's an amazing card. If you're a fan of this platform over the past several years, you think about the guys that are going to be in the ring. Anthony Steele and JX. I mean, that's a match a lot of people in the backyard, in the underground for years had wanted to see, and now we're getting that. Jason Storm, who's back against Isaiah Rager, man, you have a lot of history with. We're going to see that. Omen Black and Kyle Keplin. Kyle Keplin returned to Sportswire, and he's serious. He is serious, and he's
I'm glad because him and I have unfinished business too.
And he's going to be back on here after that. And I have no doubt that he has plenty to say. And Sean Jovi's going to be here for a few more minutes because I do have another guest that's going to follow here. I do want to say hello to some people. First of all, if you're out there, hit the sub button for Sean Jovi. He's closing in on 1,000 subs. He's almost there. Any sub makes the difference. Every single sub makes that difference. So if you're here for the first time or forgot to hit the sub button for Sean Jovi, you definitely want to do that because he's going to, it seems like from what he's saying, reclaim those IMF Tag Team Championships. Also, Varel Crowley is here. I'd be very curious what Varel thinks about what Gabe Sayers did. Get your titles back, bro. You deserve them. There you go. There's some also cohorts of yours in the past that did want to say get those titles back. So obviously you've got people from different different places out there. We appreciate that very much. The Prophet Jordan Crowley is also in the house. She also was not happy with you. I forget where that comment was, but
I
also
didn't do anything.
she said she wasn't happy. I don't know. She said, what did I do, Jovi? Skulls is here. Thank you, Skulls. Also getting ready. Zilla's in the house. And Jovi and waiting for a rock star is worth it. Yes, absolutely. And
Still must go on somehow.
what did I do to you? That's a good question. I don't know. Johnny Velocity is certainly rooting you on. I want to say hello to Rick Del Santo, who does a lot with the Pro Wrestling Wire, also PAPW from Gabe Sayers' neck of the woods, and also he's a rock DJ also because we share a common thing with vinyl, and he had Cheap Trick live at Budokan, which was very impressive. We know Cheap Trick from that 70s show. There you go. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny's rooting you on. He said, my rock stars all the way. Popcorn, yellow striped smile. They've listened to what I've been saying. Tone's inexperience is a hindrance.
It is. And Tom, I mentioned it I think the last time I was on here. 20 years in August.
Yep, absolutely.
August 31st, 2006. I hopped on a trampoline and wrestled. I got exposed to backyard wrestling, and it kind of evolved, and then RCW and so on and so forth. It's what started the whole thing. I consider it my debut in general.
Absolutely. Listen, and we'll be here to celebrate that.
That is coming up very soon.
And we will celebrate that. I rest assured we will celebrate that 20-year milestone, and we will do everything possible to honor that. And I'm sure as a prelude to that, just 5 months from now to then, you would like to have those tag team championships. And we will get to some more comments because I know you are a busy man.
I'm just saying, Tone's inexperience. He's got 2 months versus my 20 years.
He's got 2 matches in the ring?
Do the math.
Well, I mean, look.
Not good odds.
Well, obviously, one man that probably will not be rooting for you on Saturday, Jim.
Oh,
yeah. Also,
bring a sign. I will rep them all.
Where is the wrestling shark? Well, we did put the
That's
wrestling
what
shark.
I want to know. I don't like that shark. You can root for me all he wants. I'm not a has-been, bro.
Well, the wrestling shark did pick you. So also, Ox McCoy did want to point out that he is going to unalive Gabe Sayers. I mean, I tell you what, that is a really interesting dynamic. And Anthony Steele talked a lot about Gabe Sayers, and I'll leave that to Ox McCoy and Gabe Sayers. But I've got to ask you, obviously, I know you're getting ready. By the way, before I do that, actually, Varel Crowley wanted to say, I was shocked by what Gabe did, but now he's just painted a target on his back. Yeah, that's a good point by Varel.
I hope she crossbodies the living hell out of him.
Well, you know what?
Hey, that was an impressive dive. I, as a guy who dives himself from time to time, I was impressed. So do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Well, I'm not going there with the Crowleys. There certainly are. Hello. Thank you very much for being here, Vindenberg. I miss you all. I won't be there Saturday, sadly. Sorry to hear that. Also, we don't know where the wrestling shark is. I know that you are a very busy man, so I want to give you the opportunity. If you had any final words for Prince and Shia, and especially Tone DeBoss, before this Saturday, what would they be?
I hope you boys are ready. Me and Mephisto, we have to win these titles back. This is basically our last shot. And just like the all or nothings I faced before, we will come out on top again. So rest assured, boys, rest up. I want you all at 100% because when I'm going to be done with you guys, you're going to go from 100 to nothing.
Ooh, Sean Jovi is definitely not in a good mood at all. He is revved up. That blizzard, the snow is melted. Jovi's on his way to Cedar Rapids, and he's on his way. No joke,
the snow has put me on one in general the last few days.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And now I get to take out all 25 inches of snow
out
on Tone and us. And
wow, I'll tell you what.
They're going to get all 25 inches of snow hurled at them, man. Well, then I want to elbow drop them.
you are going to be dropping that bass. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's March Madness, win or go home. And it's pretty much that for Mephisto and Sean Jovi. And they have put a lot of stock into this. And Tone DeBoss has pranced around with their tag team championships and the Wrestling Shark on Sportswire. Who knows? You never know at this point. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't say yes. I wouldn't say no. Obviously, Shark, we've already had one.
Butter it up. I can sweet talk Tom if you let me, if you start voting for me more.
Well, we'll have to say it, and obviously we've already had one Shark on Sportswire. If you haven't noticed, it's Mark the Shark from GTS, the GTS United States champion, has been on Sportswire plenty. And cool. Yes, Mark the Shark, who's coming back on, I think, next weekend. So he'll be back on next weekend. But obviously, look, we'll have to see. You've certainly been in quite a mood. And I'm going to give you some closing thoughts. I know you got to run and get ready to go. And obviously, I'll be looking forward to watching your match and your vlog. We always like watching your vlogs. Mm-hmm. And I'll pass the baton to you, sir.
Well, as always, subscribe all my stuff. Jovi's vlog. I started up my Facebook fan page again. Go like that. It's at Sean Jovi, I think. Yeah.
Yes, it's at Sean Jovi, yes.
Yep, and then the All Wrestling Matters channel, of course. That one I have some ideas I'm working on for it. I'm kind of jumping back and forth. I've been burned down on editing the last couple of months. I've been
I saw what you've been editing. I mean, my goodness. I mean, it's definitely a full-time job, I could see.
Yeah, I've slowed down a lot. It's stressful sometimes, but I still love it.
Well, you're doing a heck of a job, and if you are out there before he leaves, we have a dozen people on YouTube. If you have not yet subscribed to his YouTube channel, and should definitely do so. And I will say that I did receive a message from Tone DeBoss just now, and he wanted to tell me that he couldn't make it here tonight, but all he is saying is he'll see you Saturday night. That's what he's saying. That's it. He said he'll see you Saturday night.
What a lazy worker. Come on, Tony boy. Get on the horn, Tony boy.
He said in his words, he's saving everything for this Saturday, and he promises that his wrestling is going to do the talking. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
He's saying. He wanted to say that.
I'm humored. Okay. I got my humor for the night. Sweet.
Well, that's what he's saying. That's his words, and I'm going to certainly respect them, and I'm sure people will find out. And obviously, again, if you're out there, hit the sub button for Sean Jovi, and we'll certainly talk with him after the fallout from this, because I have no doubt that he will have a few things to say about this. And my friend, I'm going to let you run safe travels out there. Looking forward to
thing, though.
Yes.
By the time I'm done with you, Tone, you're not going to be Tone the boss. You're going to be Prone the boss.
Oh my goodness! He might just be doing things. That's Sean Jovi, ladies and gentlemen. And Jovi's got it going on, and he certainly is showing why. He is the early rock star of the underground, the first rock star to come onto Sportswire Radio. And despite what Tone DeBoss had to say just now, Sean Jovi is in no good mood. He is revved up. He is ready to go, and he and Mephisto are ready to channel those rock stars of the galaxy mindset to regain those IMF tag team championships. And now joining us to talk once again about what he is going to do after Friday's show, none other than Anthony Steele. Anthony Steele, we knew you'd be here, and obviously people are excited. We're excited about your match. I talked with Sean Jovi for about 30 seconds or so about it, and I'm sure you have a few more words you'd like to add before this coming Saturday.
I mean, we're less than 48 hours away from me and JX creating a masterpiece in that ring. And, no offense, Jovi, whether you think you're going to like the match or not, it's going to be a better match than yours. So that's for certain. But look, man, JX, I hope you're getting ready. I hope you're preparing yourself for what is about to transpire in less than 48 hours, because right now my mind is set. I not only have to beat you to then go on to earn another shot at the United States Championship, but now I have to beat you in order to not be a part of Felix's entourage, basically. And leading into this, it's like there's only one thing left to do, and that is prove Felix wrong, and that is defeat JX. Simple.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited about the match, and whether it's going to be the best match or not on the card, it's an exciting match, and we're obviously excited to be donating a ticket so somebody can watch the show. And this is going to be the highest attended show in IMF history, and record after record's broken. But I was kind of talking about this with Jovi just before, and I really want to get your perspective because JX, probably like Tone DeBoss, doesn't feel like he has to say anything. He's just going to go out there and do the talking in the ring. And while you're going to be here and talk probably over the next 20 or 30 minutes, and JX will just let his wrestling do the talking. That'll be his strategy. What is your thoughts on this?
I mean, JX, I've figured out is not a talker. That's okay, Jay. I'll do the talking for us. That's the big thing in this industry, at least in my perspective, is the promoting, the getting this match over as much as I possibly can, because I've said it before, I have great respect for JX, and Absolutely. I know we're going to put on a masterpiece this weekend, and a lot of people are going to love it. A lot of people are going to hate on it. But
I think people are going to love this match. I mean, I had said it with Jovi. I don't know if you caught the comment. I had said to me, this is a match, if you were a fan of both of your careers in the backyard, the underground to now, it's a match I think a lot of people, for reasons not just about both your hairs, is that I think people really would want to see it. And I had talked about it on Friday's show with you about your talents, what you guys do in the ring. So I think a lot of people are really going to love the match because if you look at your careers, following both of you guys in the backyard to the underground to now in IMF, it's a dream match.
Oh yeah, and I mean, Ox, I love you, buddy. I really do. I love the comment. A lot of hair going to be flying around in that ring.
I was going to say this might be the match that has the most hair in IMF history. I would point that I think Ox was on to something here between you and JX. This might have the most hair in a single match in history.
But like, besides that, like I said Friday night, there's a lot that me and JX are capable of that we're going to show this weekend, and I don't think a lot of people are ready for that. And we've went into it before with me about how my mindset going into a match is to compete with everybody else. It's to put on the best match the card has to offer, whether I'm in the opener, right before intermission, right after the main event, or in between all of that. I plan on putting on the best match at St. Paddy's Day Massacre. And I want someone to try to out wrestle me and JX. And that's what I look forward to. Jovi, Mephisto, Tone, Prince. I want y'all to try to out wrestle me and JX. Saint, Fox. I want y'all to try to out wrestle us. Who else? Dirty.
Well, Omen was here talking about Kyle Kaplan, and there was quite a back and forth there. I know it's a different type of match, but I'm sure we'll see some of that. How about Jordan Netz and Jason Myers? That's probably the match that'll be most compared to yours. I would say that's the match should be most compared to.
And that's the whole thing is like, Omen, Kaplan, Myers, Netz. You guys have a lot to prove in this. Like, the feud with Netz and Myers dating back to when they first started as a tag team, they got a lot of history together. So I'm ready to see what they can come up with against each other now.
Absolutely.
Especially because both of them know their movesets so well. So what is going to transpire this weekend? And Kaplan and Omen, Omen beat the hell out of that man.
But Kaplan came on here, and you know what? He showed that he's not backing down. And, we saw what he went through with Ox McCoy. I know you and Kaplan have quite a history, but I'll tell you what, Kaplan, he showed he's serious, and he's here to stay. And he came on here, and he made a strong case for himself. A lot of people would not have given him that credit, but he has come a long way, and I think that he's going to show further why he belongs, and he signed a contract here in IMF. Very impressive.
I'm not gonna knock him. Kepler, you've stepped up a lot, and I'll admit you took an ass whooping from Ox McCoy.
A TV.
Now you're about to take one from Omen Black. I just hope that you don't step in my way because you're gonna take one from me too, if necessary.
Well, you've got other things to worry
Um,
about first. You've got other things to
but
worry.
my biggest thing with the entire match card is, like I said, being the best match on the card. And I'm not going to take anything away from any of the other talent, like Felix, Dirty. I've wrestled Dirty. Dirty, I will give him credit, is one resilient bastard. He does not give up until he physically can't, and I respect
He's
him for
got a
that.
lot of heart. He's got a lot of heart. Listen, he's got a lot of
Um,
heart.
and Felix, it is I hate to say it, but I've said it before, I say it again. He's got a lot of skill, got a lot of talent. You know, I'm ready to see what's about to transpire this Saturday. And I don't know. I have this itch. I'm ready to get in the ring again. Waiting only 3 weeks. It's it's time. It's really time, especially, coming off of that break going into the King of CR and now being back to doing what I love to do. Um it's gonna be a great night for Anthony Steele, to say the least. So JX, like I said, prepare, man. Just get in that mindset to fight.
But we don't know what the mindset he's going to be in because he's a guy that doesn't do the talking. He does it in the ring. So you're going to talk about all these different things that you want to do, but in his mind, he's not going to tell you until you see him across that ring from you,
And that's the thing, is like, I'm not saying a lot of what I plan on doing this Saturday,
Right.
for the simple fact of
But you are talking
not gonna.
about what you'd like to accomplish in terms of your goals, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has goals. Everyone has something that they set out to do, and I make mine vocal, and it's okay. It's okay with me. People can, again, hate me for it. People can like me for it, but I can't wait to see what me and him bring to the table this Saturday. And to JX, like I said, much respect. All love going into this match. Drago, much love to you.
Definitely.
I'm gonna say this before the show. On my way to Cedar Rapids, I will be stopping to see Drago.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay. Fair enough.
this is the second show I've been on that I won't be able to see Drago in the arena, and it's a little weird. I've created a
Sure.
bond with a lot of the guys in the back.
Well, you
Drago
and him have
being
a
one
lot
of
of
them.
history in the ring too. I mean, you and him have some memorable exchanges on here. I mean, you have
Exactly.
quite a
It's
history
like,
with him.
from me and him hating each other's guts to me stealing his Ulafala and destroying his heritage right in front of the world, it is to go from that to the respect that we have for each other. You know, I've always said it. He's a great talent. He has a great mind for this industry. And, to see that it is now done for him, it hurts a little bit. There's a lot more that I wish we could have done. But my number one thing is I want to make sure he's okay at any means
Absolutely.
necessary. Um, and I made a promise to Kiki that I would go see him. So I am getting up a lot earlier than I want to on Saturday morning.
No, we
To make
appreciate
that
that.
trip
I
out.
mean, listen, a lot of people, you're doing something for a lot of people that's very kind of you to go. And, we always want to extend our prayers to him and his family. Obviously, Kiara's Comfy Creations has always been a sponsor. She's always on the posters and, she's always been so supportive of us. And, I try to share some of her posts on my Facebook pages when I see them. And, a lot of people loved seeing Drago on here and he was a tremendous talent. And a lot of guys, I think in the industry really liked him because of his personality. And, he was a really, really nice guy and had like you, a passion for wrestling, and we're hoping for the best. We certainly hope the future continues to improve for him. I saw a good development earlier, and we hope that it continues. And I know that God's going to be looking over his family.
Oh, 100%. And seeing him before the event is going to give me that boost that I need going into the night. And whether he's there physically, I know that he's there spiritually, for everybody in the locker room. So, Drago, I love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You're getting better day by day, and it's going to be good to see you back. Even though it's not going to be in a wrestling aspect, to see you at the shows is what's going to be the best thing. Seeing you up, walking, talking, and doing, being there for what we all love, which is wrestling, is going to be amazing. It is a sore subject for me, especially
For a lot of people. Listen, we wish that we didn't have to talk about these things in this way, but we're obviously, keeping our thoughts and prayers with his family, most importantly, and positive vibes only. We only want positive vibes, and and Dirty's exactly right. We're here for Drago, and I know for you guys in the locker room, especially because you guys is a colleague, and I know in wrestling there's a bond, similar in the rock world. It's it's very different that most people like us on the outside wouldn't understand. So I think you guys are probably dealing with it more than anybody else, because again, you've been in the ring with him, you've been in the locker room, you've traveled with him, you've know him on a different level that many of us would not know. So that's why we want to obviously continue to extend our thoughts and prayers, and we're here with Anthony Steele, who will be in the ring again. I'm really excited about this match. Anthony, you've been an amazing competitor. I always say Anthony Steele, despite whether you love him or hate him, has been one of the very best competitors that I've seen in underground wrestling, now going into independent wrestling. He's wrestling a guy JX that a lot of people would like to have seen you two square off, and we're going to get a chance to see that here coming up at the IMF's latest show, St. Patrick's Day Massacre. So definitely, will JX need some luck of the Irish? I don't know, but Anthony Steele will definitely have some Guinness maybe before the show. But nevertheless, my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. We're here for a little while longer. But I got to ask you, I know that you're focused on yourself, but Ox McCoy is here. You must be rooting for Gabe Sayers against Gabe Sayers. You must be rooting for Ox McCoy to get that championship back.
Like I said Friday night, Ox whoop his ass. Bring that hurt to him. Take back the IMF Hardcore Championship. Bring it home to IMF. I was excited to see it. Travel, go to the TF Crew, I think is what his thing's called.
Yeah, his company's a TF Crew. We had Rick Del Santo in the chat, who's done some stuff with those guys there. He's interviewed some of the talent.
It doesn't look good out there anymore. After the heinous act that he did. Are
you saying that their locker room's going to think of him differently? Because I did notice, by the way, interesting that you said that Mikey Anarchy, kind of when I had posted the clip about you and we were talking about Gabe Sayers, he seemed to be not shocked at all. So I guess you're implying that some of those guys in that locker room, probably have an opinion.
I mean, they probably saw it coming. I mean, Mikey's as close to Gabe as I am, if not closer.
Oh, I think they go back 5 years. They go back. Listen, Mikey brought him into wrestling. Mikey knows him better than anybody. Mikey knows him from Twitch.
That's exactly. And that's the thing is I'm looking forward to watching Ox McCoy beat the crap out of Gabe Sayers. If you can, Ox, shove a Pokemon card down his throat.
Oh, I see what you've been doing. You were watching that stuff on TikTok and Instagram with Gabe.
So open a pack in the match and shove it down his throat. But going into, like I said, this whole event this weekend, it's got a bunch of matches I'm ready to see. Like I said, Jason Myers, Jordanettes.
Absolutely. How about Jason Storm and Isaiah Rage? Jason Storm just spoke before we went on the air. Jason Storm is a man that, listen, he's got a lot in the line too. He's got a shot at the United States Championship if he wins.
Exactly. And Jason whoop his ass. I know you can do it. I've been in the ring with you. I know you're a hard hitter. You know, Rage ain't that guy. He was that guy a year and a half ago. Then he left. He ain't that same guy anymore. What up, Cam? See you in the comments.
Cam's been here. I mean, a lot of people have been here. Zilla's here. Thank you, Zilla. Yes, prayers to Drago. We definitely want to pray for Drago.
It's just this weekend, you got, like I said, me, JX, Myers, and Nets, Storm, Rage, Felix and Donnie, Omen and Keplin, Fox and Saint. Like,
Well,
there's
Big Head Austin Bayless and Trevor Olson, by the way. A Big Head Austin
man.
Bayless. That's a really interesting match, by the way.
Like, there's this card is so stacked. It's like we're only in March. Like,
I know.
There's still so much left to do. So, you know, I'm so ready to see what everyone can come up with this weekend. And it kind of goes together with fighting for the best match of the night is how can we make the next event better than what we did last month? And you know, I'm really looking to see if we can up the ante from King of CR to St. Patrick's Day Massacre. And it's like I said, it's only been 3 weeks. It's only been 3 weeks since the last show. So, you know, in 3 weeks' time, how you got to take in a lot of consideration. How healthy are people? How much damage was done to them?
How about Gabe Sayers? You mentioned him, what he did.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
you got Omen Black, who came on here Monday and obviously addressed what you had to say about him to start the show. I mean, Kyle Keplin now is here. Sean Jovi was in a mood. We've never seen him. I've known Jovi for almost 4 years. I've never seen Jovi the way he was tonight. I mean, Tone DeBoss even gave me a message for Jovi that he's not doing any talking until the ring. And then get this, through all of this, Jordan Crowley just told me that he's getting some much R&R and he's on his way to Arizona. Jordan Crowley, the Prophet. He's just getting away from all this because we know he's under suspension, but he figures just get away from the blizzard and just, you know, get some much needed R&R because eventually he hopes to be back, and I'm sure we'll rejoice. I mean, I know you will be when he does return.
No, stay away, Jordan. You can go. I'm 100%.
So do you want to, like, you hope he comes back, so you don't want him to come back?
No, I don't want.
Why not?
Back. No, I'm good. keep your voice in Arizona if that's where you're going.
Well, maybe he'll visit Megadeth, Arizona, because there is actually Megadeth, Arizona. So maybe he's going there. But something tells me that I don't think killing will be his business. But I don't think he'll bring any peace cells, and I'm sure some people would not buy it if he did bring the peace cells. But hey, so far so good. So what? Anthony Steele is here, and we hope we're not going to any countdown to extinction here right now on this episode.
Oh, trust me. And that's the best thing about this is, like we've said multiple times on Sportswire, I keep getting better and better and better as the time goes by. And I'm looking to collaborate with more companies, do more shows. I'm looking into this training facility to finish training completely, be a completely licensed professional wrestler. And it's just one of those things where, like, I've got my mind set on the prize. Crowley, I don't care what you got planned. There ain't anything you can plan that's going to get me in my feelings or in the back of my head doubting what the fuck I'm about to do. So it's just how much more can Anthony still do? And, you know, like I said Friday, there's a lot more that I can do in IMF. You know, going after the world title, going back after the United States Championship.
You've talked a lot about that United States Championship. It's a championship that you are synonymous with of almost any championship you've held in your career.
Mm-hmm. Longest reigning IMF United States champion. 9 months. 9 months. And, you know, Drago, I understand, you know, you were coming close. You were coming close to my record.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
But it is still intact. It's you know, there's still so much I have left to do. You know, there's the tag team championships, there's the hardcore championship, the Midwestern championship. You know, there's a bunch of titles left in the IMF that I have not either competed for at all or have another opportunity to compete for. So it's all about what's next for me. And right now, the what is next for me is JX. And once JX is done, it's what's next after that is Jason Storm or Isaiah Rage to win back the United States Championship. So that's my main focus right
And
now.
Omen Black is here on his platform, and he wants to say that you have him all wrong. I mean, to quote Alice in Chains, you've got him wrong. I mean, you've got him wrong from your last appearance on here, and he addressed that at the beginning of the show on Monday. He just wants to point that out.
I mean, if I got you all wrong, this is a new Omen. I hope it's a better Omen. And like I said, the offer still stands. If you have a run in with Felix and his crew, I'm one call away. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to even respect each other, but we do have to handle business when business needs to be tended to. So that's my mindset right now. So I hope this Omen that we're getting is a lot better than the one I've seen for the past year. And
But that Omen Black was the IMF World Champion, and can you imagine if this is an improved? Everyone keeps saying this is a new and improved Omen Black, but after what he did last year, and you've been in that ring with him, you know him better than almost anybody, and what he may do to Kyle Kaplan, and that's a new and improved Omen Black. I mean, just who knows what we're in store for here throughout this year.
I mean, it's I've stepped in the ring with Omen Black twice last year, and Omen, let's be men about this. You brought the fight to me just as much as I brought the fight to you. You were the better man. I grant you that. You pinned me not once but twice last year. And I can respect the fact that I took that L. But you got to respect that I wasn't going to give up as easily as you thought I was. And Omen, I will say this: Omen is one of the toughest fighters that I've stepped in the ring with.
He's not a fighter. The man's from now going back to the home country where he was, and even getting married. Not just being an A1 athlete. I mean, the guy's a machine now. I mean, we know him as a boogeyman. We know him as a hardcore guy. But what this guy's learning and what this guy was talking about on Monday's show, I mean, Omen Black is just a machine. And we're going to see the beginnings of that this coming Saturday.
Exactly. And that's all I want right now is I want to see what this Omen's going to be like. Because then I can make my opinion of who this Omen is. And there's a chance I like it. There's a chance that I don't. We'll just have to see. And like I said, Omen, you don't have to like me. You don't have to respect me. I don't have to like you. I don't have to respect you. But when it comes to this ring, there's one thing I respect, and that's you're a hard ass worker. You love this just as much as I do, and you're in this for the right reasons. You're not in this for the money, the fame. You're in this because we are two grown ass men that love the art of professional wrestling.
Hey, it's 3 years. Think about this, right? It's 3 years ago, right around this time, that you wrestled him for the first. Remember when you went all the way down to the IMF when nobody went down there? You went down there 3 years ago. Here we are today. Look at where you are today. Look at where the company is. Look at where Omen Black is, and where we're going to see him. I mean, it's and we're going to get a taste of what's to come less than 48 hours from now.
Exactly. And see, three years ago, Omen, who would have thought that we'd be in the place that we are right now? Omen Black, one of the longest, if not the longest reigning IMF world champion. I'm the longest reigning United States champion. Both of us being in the same house and the same door every single month. Whether it's against each other, standing beside each other, or just watching each other, through the curtain on the TVs in the back, anything like that, and that's the best thing about the IMF is, showing up 3 years ago, would I have thought it would have came to where it is today? No, I would have looked at myself and be like, they can get there. It's just going to take a lot of work. And boy, did those guys put in a hell of a lot of work.
Absolutely.
know,
No, what you guys all do. I mean, you guys are all, fantastic inside the ring and outside the ring. And we want people to hit the sub button for the IMF at the very least. And I want to say hello to my longtime buddy Barry Gutman, definitely not a first time, long time here, who's been here before in the past. Barry, hope you're doing well. And hit the sub button for the IMF. Follow them on Instagram, follow them on TikTok, Facebook, where you can buy a ticket. I'm going to buy one for you. And I hope you come out and enjoy the show. And Anthony Steele is going to be a huge part of it. He's going to be wrestling JX in a match. A lot of people in the backyard, the underground, and all of wrestling have wanted to see. You're going to see some other great matches. Omen Black against Kyle Keplin. And Kyle Keplin will be back on Sportswire after the match. He'll talk about what happened, and Sean Jovi will be back also. He'll be wrestling for the tag team championships alongside Mephisto against Tone DeBoss and Prince of Chia. I know you are certainly partial to Tone DeBoss because he has come out with recording new music for you that you came out to a few weeks ago. Ox McCoy and Gabe Sayers, we know you're definitely not favoring Gabe Sayers there. Felix Jones and Dirty, we know who you're favoring in that match. We've got Jason Myers and Jordan Netz. You've long had a history with Jordan Netz, and we've got Rory Fox and Damian Saint. Those guys, I mean, they know each other very well. And Big Hat Austin Bayless against Trevor Olson is an outstanding card. Plus, you're going to see RCW and the PWF is the undershow, and there's a lot of great stuff. And Barry now wants to be called the Big Show 2.0. Thank you, Barry. I hope you're doing well, Barry, and I hope to see you in the neighborhood one of these days. I am in the neighborhood still, Barry, but I do have a fractured hand, so make sure you just don't shake my dominant hand because I'm in a lot of pain at the moment. But that's okay. Anthony Steele's never in pain. But is there anything else you want to talk about before closing thoughts? Obviously, we've talked a lot about what's ahead here and what you're going to do. And anything else? I mean, obviously, Jordan Crowley, you're happy that he's going away for some much-needed R&R. Pharrell Crowley was here in the chat, spoke about her disappointment with Gabe Sayers. Isaiah Rage, you had a famous back and forth with. I'm sure Jason Storm will handle him. And, does the United States Championship, and I've asked you this before, but you had just mentioned about 5 or 10 minutes ago that you would take the United States Championship again. So I guess that the United States Championship is no longer a consolation prize for you.
See, that's the thing I've been trying to tell a lot of people. A championship to me isn't consolation prize. It's the championship doesn't make the person makes the championship. And when I won that and I held it on my waist for 9 months, I made it mean something. The crowd was anticipating what was going to transpire every time I stepped in that ring defending that championship. And it is to have an opportunity again to win it. It gives me another chance to bring relevancy back to that championship. It is no knocking on Drago, but like there's a lot that I've done.
Well, you had talked about prior United States champions and your certain frustration with some of them. Obviously, Isaiah Rage was a former United States champion as one example. Sean Jovi, the man you took the title from a year and a half ago. So there's no question that you have had feelings about the prior champions, leave aside El Drago. And obviously, listen, Jordan Crowley says you should go into politics. Now, I can help you in that, Anthony. I can help you in that world. I can more than make a few connections for you. And maybe we could use you to maybe break what's going on in this country right now. And Felix Jones, the greatest princess of Cedar Rapids of all time. No, he's the king of Cedar Rapids, not the princess of Cedar Rapids. But obviously you change your tune. But no, I think
a lot of people wouldn't like my political views. Like I don't get into politics for the simple fact
it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Politics are one of the easiest ways to get into an argument. I have my views on certain aspects of what's going on in this country.
Now, would you like Omen Black on this show right now to get his views on the IMF? Because I get that people may want to.
If he wants to come on, I have no problem.
We can spare a few minutes while my hand is in enough pain to hang on for the 10 or 15 minutes. So I'll send him a link.
That's fine.
You sure? You're right with that? On his show, you're right for him to address his views of the IMF to you? You're right with that? Okay. I will send him a link. So bear with me. The Boogeyman.
Hello, Jade, by the way.
Yes, hello. How you doing? And obviously, she's not a fan of Felix Jones, but Felix Jones certainly doesn't need fans. He's got a main event empire on his side, and he's showing the world why he is on top, and he will, have the opportunity to end Dirty's in-ring career, and we'll have to find that out.
You know
And,
what, Jade?
yeah.
I ain't done this in a while. This one's just for you.
Whatever that might be, I will we'll find out, and we'll bring the boogeyman on for a few minutes, and I can hang on for about 10 or 15 more minutes before I unfortunately have to tap out because I am in a lot of pain. How quickly he changes his tune, like I said, I don't know about. I think you've evolved. See, I think it's about you've evolved. You've evolved over time, and the fans have embraced what you do out there. They see the improvement. They see what you bring out there in that ring. They see that you've got ring gear, entrance music, lost weight. You are who you are. When the house was certainly raining, you thought for yourself. You didn't step aside when Omen told you to step aside. You've always been your own person. And I think maybe that's what people believe in. And he's here on his platform, and I'm sending him right now, and we're beaming him up. Here you go.
Anthony. Hey, I didn't mean any disrespect. Hell, I didn't mean to get under anyone's skin. I just wanted to be the man to tell you face to face, comment to comment, that you got me all wrong from last show you were on Sportswire.
Prove it.
Now, I addressed it when I was on Sportswire on my show, my platform, my hour that I had with the lovely Lord Tom Bryce. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for Freddie Daniels. I'm not here for Soldier GP, Damian Saint, Drago. I'm not here for Dirty. I'm here for two reasons. I'm here for my IMF World Championship, and I'm here for a favor for my mother, of all people. Now,
And that's what Omen had brought up on Monday's show when you were brought up, Anthony.
Now, I'd be silly to ask for forgiveness from everyone that was unfortunate to cross my path last year. That includes you. That includes Ox McCoy. That includes Tron, Joey, Mephisto, Ace Diamond, all of them. I did some horrendous things that I know I will never be forgiven for. But you know what? I'm such a psychopath that I don't care. I don't care about the forgiveness. I don't care about the sorries. But you'll never hear me say what I did was wrong, because at the time I knew what I was doing was right. Now, am I going to be the same asshole that I was last year? That's an interesting question. I guess, like I said, or actually like you said, Steele, you're going to just have to find out this Saturday.
I look forward to finding out this Saturday who this Omen Black is. The guy I know that I remember was very selfish. Was very one-track minded. Let's see if you changed for the better, or if you became worse than what you were a year ago.
You want to know what I saw when I was gone, Steele?
Shoot.
I'm being dead honest with you. When I was gone, I was waiting to see if someone's going to take my throne, my mantle that I built in the IMF, and run with it. See if someone could even fill my shoes. And for the past 2 months, I've been disappointed upon everyone, even my nephew Felix Jones.
You might be disappointed further, Omen, because I have received word that there is someone else here that wants to have a chat, not just with you, but Anthony Steele and God. I am certainly going to do it, and we will certainly hope for the best. And it is Kyle Kaplan.
That's right, Omen. You dirty piece of garbage. You're almost. I can't say you're a big garbage vendor fucker over here who keeps running and dodging.
What happened to your head?
What happened to my head? I got into a fight. I'm from Detroit, don't you know?
Oh, it's the stupid hat. Never mind.
Oh, it's my hat. Yeah. I'm a country boy now.
For a minute, you look like Vindenberg or something like that. But anyways, continue.
Let's not bring that name up. I didn't realize who that was, and maybe it was Kyle that had brought that up. And yeah, we don't want to go there. But Kyle, the floor is yours.
Back to your screen from the year those.
Pick up your phone. Pick up your phone.
Oh, my bad. Hello, everybody. It is me, the Duke of Detroit, Kyle Kaplan. And tonight, I come to grace Sportzwire Radio to tell everybody that I'm going to kill Omen Black. Are you tired? You need some sleep? I'm about to put you to sleep a longer.
No, you're just boring me because I've heard this shtick many, many times before. Kyle, I don't know what you think this is coming up this Saturday, but you're not stepping in the ring with a guy that you loved, that you counted as your fan. Hell, you admired me last year.
I did, but you ruined it when you put your.
But now, I'm not the same guy.
During my most successful debut, where everybody cheered for me.
You thought I was dangerous last year? Ha! Yeah. Let's wait till Saturday.
Wait for Saturday. Everyone says that. See, I was supposed to wait for Saturday last month, and I waited for Saturday, and look what happened. Granted, Ox cheated to win. Good for Ox. Good for Ox. Good for him. But here's the difference between and you. You're not a surprise. I know what to expect. And don't you know I was a part of Final Say in ROEW? So listen here.
Yeah, but how many times do you have to reshoot that segment of being in Final Say?
I don't know anything about those things, but I tell you what I do know, Kyle, you have come a long way, and you've come 8 hours to Cedar Rapids, and you'll come 8 hours again to Cedar Rapids, and there's no question that you're going to use some of these things tonight to help you in what will, for you, hopefully be a victory on Saturday.
Can I ask a question?
I will say this before you ask your question. Kyle, go ahead. It's unfortunate what it's going to have to happen to you this Saturday, but I want you to know this from the bottom of my heart, and for whatever it means, you were the greatest All Wrestling Matters champion.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
But you used it as a paperweight, but no, you were great.
Did Ox do that to you?
No, this was a zit.
No, I'm talking about the bald spots in the middle of your fucking dome piece.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Because I think Omen's gonna finish it off.
But I'm gonna make Omen grow hair. I'm gonna hit him so hard to grow hair.
Look, dude,
I'm going
Kyle, there's this great thing that they sell at Walmart. It's called Chia Pet. You could just poke holes in your head and then put it in there and then water it and it grows.
We appreciate that talk for Kyle, but here's what it comes down to. Kyle is going to have an opportunity against Omen Black. He's got him face to face. Anthony, you've talked plenty about JX, but really Kyle has come here and he's coming here with a lot to prove, and he's got Omen Black. And Kyle, I'm going to give you the opportunity. Do you have anything else that you want to say in final words to Omen Black before this Saturday?
Just so everybody knows, I was the greatest All Wrestling Matters champion. I put that championship on the map more than anybody ever could. And just like then, here at IMF, I am now a main event player. Just keep that in the back of your mind, Omen. Try and figure out what that means. Try and figure out what that means because it might not work in your favor, my friend. Anyway, that's
You're talking to the guy who wrote the book.
two.
I've done every trick in the book. You know why? Because I wrote the book.
Yeah, you know what I gotta say about that?
Well, there you go. Now, Kyle Kaplan came on here. Listen, and he had a few things to say, and obviously we're going to close the show out shortly. But do you guys have anything else you may want to say before this? I think the talking is over. I think it's time for you guys to do what you do best, and that's go out there in front of a huge crowd that's excited to see all of you guys go out there. And is there anything else you may want to say before we close the show out tonight?
Go on, Seal. I know you're going to talk for like 5 minutes. It'll give me a chance to get something together.
You're right. I got the gift of gab. So, I mean, this Saturday, Omen, we both got something to prove. Is this really the new Omen? Is this a new and improved Omen? Or is this the same Omen trying to wear a mask? Trying to save face in front of the audience, in front of the locker room. Time will tell. I got a lot to prove. I got to prove that I can go back and win the same championship I won a year and a half ago. And by doing so, that means I got to take out JX and then Jason Storm or Isaiah Rage. Which I hope one of them is listening. AKA Rage, I hope to God it's you. I really do. Jason, no shade, no shots. I really want to get my hands on Rage again. And I feel the perfect moment would be to take the championship away that I was supposed to take away from him a year and a half ago. It's like a full circle moment. Because Rage, you don't deserve anything in this. You don't deserve a spotlight in IMF. And the only reason why you're getting it is because you're running with Felix Jones. So this Saturday, there's a lot written on the walls for a lot of people. Now, who's going to really sign their name next to it?
Time will tell. I tell you what.
I'm surprised. All this stuff you talk about Rage, he hasn't come on here to even defend himself. You know,
It's because he's a bitch.
Or maybe he's focused on Jason Storm. Remember, he's still got to focus on Jason Storm. And the main event Empire, they don't feel the need to talk on here. They're going to do their talking out there. Listen, Gabe Sayers has got his own issues. Mason Grayskull has got his own things to worry about. Felix Jones is focused on Dirty. And once again, Isaiah Rage has got Jason Storm, who, by the way, he's got a lot to do there. He's got his work cut out for him. Jason Storm has been one of the greatest underground champions of this generation. So Isaiah Rage is not going to focus on Anthony Steele right now. He's going to worry about Jason Storm first.
I don't believe that's true, Tom. Because maybe I just work different. But last year when I was world champion, not only was I focused on the current victim I had at the moment, I was worried. I was also thinking about the next one, and then the next one after that.
You're different. You are different. You are a machine. We've talked about that. Other people, they have their own way. Listen, JX did not come on here, and he doesn't need to come on. There are certain people. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. You certainly and Anthony, you guys do things and, very out and about. But there are other guys that maybe they do things from the shadows and maybe they feel that that's the path for them and that's going to help them this coming Saturday, I would suppose.
Maybe you know what? Maybe that's why I was world champion for so long, because I was always focused on now and the future, not just now, not just the past. But I know if I was Isaiah Rage, if I was JX, if I was Jason Storm, if I was Anthony Steele, not only would I be worried on my opponent that I have this Saturday, I'd be worried about who I'm going to be facing the next show.
That's what I just.
May have just. I don't know. May have
We'll find out. Listen, you know what? I mean, listen, the dust is going to settle in 48 hours from now or so, and we're going to find out who's facing each other next. We're going to find out if Anthony Steele has defeated JX and if Isaiah Rage has defeated Jason Storm. And those two men, and Anthony will be on here and talk about it, and then maybe Isaiah Rage will wait for that moment, and he'll come on. Listen, Omen, you've got your return in the ring. Kyle Kepling was here once again. We'll see what the future holds there. There's a lot that'll certainly sort itself out. Sean Jovi was here at the beginning of the show and talked about the tag team championships. And, you know, and ultimately time will tell. And Jordan Crowley's not going to be there, but he's going to be in Arizona getting some much-needed R&R. And he's just going off on Anthony Steele. And Jade is on Steele's side still. Dom says hello. Thank you for being there. Hello.
Tell Uncle Cracker I said hi.
Well, Uncle Cracker, I know Uncle Cracker, the artist. I mean, he may come on Sportswire one day. He does a couple of hits. When you're off suspension, Kyle Kepling like to talk to Jordan Crowley. I'm sure that's not news that Omen would want to hear. Also, selfish-minded pot kettle black. How's Anthony Steele? Well, he's in rare form tonight.
I'm doing all right, Cam. I'm doing all right.
And, okay, changes his tune. It's a consolation prize. It's not make up your mind. Okay, I got the point. Fellas, I want to thank you so much. Obviously, we'll certainly have you on, I'm sure, after this Saturday.
Yes, Jade, by the way. Yes.
Your dad. And yes, your dad, and that's great. Okay, Dom says, hi, everyone. Great. And we want to thank everybody. Please follow the IMF on their social medias if you want to buy a ticket to the show. Jovi had stressed that. That's the most important part. And please do that Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at the sub button. Also, listen, Tone DeBoss didn't come on here either, Anthony. He didn't come on. He gave me a message for Sean Jovi that he'll do his talking in the ring. So not everybody is doing their talking tonight. Tone DeBoss specifically said to Sean Jovi, he's doing his talking in the ring. So there are certain guys like you, they're going to do it one way, and other guys are going to do it differently. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. But we're looking forward to the show. We're looking forward to both of your matches and everybody else's. And thank you so much for being here. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, and we'll be on here tomorrow night with Silas Walker, who makes his return here from DBW. He's now in charge of DBW. And Anthony, while you'll be in the ring Saturday, AJ Storm will be on here Saturday night. You might have remembered him. He'll be on here. I'm sure you heard the news about him. Brother. Yeah, he's no longer in the promo game.
I know.
You heard about that. And then I have somebody Sunday, which I don't remember who, but it's an indie wrestler that you'll have to find out for. But thank you, everybody, here for tuning in. Also, check out my interview with Striper, guitarist and singer Michael Sweet to be out soon. I'll give you details for that later. And to hell with the devil. But these guys might just say F you to the devil anyway. But thank you, everybody, here for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all music and all wrestling matters. Go follow the IMF, buy a ticket.